Hey guys, Brad here, and today we're going to be taking another look at the Milwaukee Packout system. Now, in my last video, I was looking at this Milwaukee Packout system here, the cart with the 3 boxes, and I bought some more. All right, so this particularly is the 4 tray unit. They didn't come together. I bought them all separately. I wanted to get one of each and just sort of give them a run through. Now we're going to do my patented shake test to make sure that screws, see if they migrate from one slot to the other. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And if you like the video, please subscribe, hit that notify bell, and give me a thumbs up. And also comments. I'd like to hear comments. All right, so let's take a closer look at these boxes. Now they all connect the same as the other Milwaukee Packouts, just with the button under here. And let's start off with this small, slim unit. It's half the size, half the width, I should say, of the boxes. And this is what you get. I haven't used it yet, but I'm dying to use it. I wanted to kind of not dirty it up before I did the review, so it's been sitting here for a week, just waiting for me to use it. It's been kind of hard, so I've had to look away. But this is a pretty sweet set. Now, I think if you're a plumber or an electrician, these are really, really good for you guys because you guys have a lot of little parts, from barrettes to plumbing fittings, PEX pipes, whatever you're doing. I really think that this system is perfect for your trades. For myself, being a carpenter and a renovator and new construction and all that kind of stuff, it's great for me too because I'm always doing different jobs. And I do keep a plumbing kit where I keep all kinds of fittings and stuff like that just in case a plumber needs them, because sometimes they don't have them, and I just like to be prepared. But mainly for those 2 subs that I mentioned there, plumbers, electricians, I think this stuff is perfect. So let's take another closer look here. They give you some dividers, and all these trays come out, okay? So you can take all these trays out, and you could put, just a small tool in here if you wanted. I don't think you could really fit much in here because the lid has these indentations that are meant to fit within the box. So really, depth-wise, this is your depth, okay? You've got about 1 inch and 3/8. That's it for depth. And that's something that does bug me a little bit about this Packout system. And I don't know if you guys have found it, but you can't fill these bins right to the top. You can only fill them as high as this little divider goes, all right? And that divider measures 1 inch and 3/8. I'll just double check it. But yeah, 1 inch and 3/8. So it's a little deceiving because you think, oh, I get all this room, because the actual container measures 1 3/4. So you'd think you'd be able to fill them, but you can't because this lid fits right into it to keep the screws or parts from flying around. Very sweet system, but I feel they should have made these just a hair taller. It can't hurt. As well as I think they should have made all these just a hair wider. I've been looking at it. Maybe I'll change my mind once I get into it a little more, but I'll show you what I mean when I put this bottom one here on that case. I'll show you exactly what I mean. So with these trays, you cannot move them around, right? You can't have these little guys in the middle because this piece right here is designed to fit inside of this larger tray. So you got to keep it the way they have it designed. Now I'm going to tell you another pet peeve. Even though I haven't used it yet, I have a lot of experience with screw holders and trays and things like that. And one thing I noticed is that these are pretty loose, pretty flimsy. Now, when you've got this pushed closed, those aren't going to move because this top lid is pressing against these little tabs on the side, and it's really not going to move. However, when you open this up and you pull this tray out and you set it on a shelf right where you're working, and maybe you jiggle it around a little, I bet you start to see your parts, especially if you're using small screws, I bet you start to see them migrate over to the other side. So a little tip, if you're dead set on a setup, take a bit of silicone, put it on the bottom and the sides, set it in there, and you will not have that problem. Gluing them in, you're not going to have screws and parts going from one side to the other. And I just think that's a smart thing to do. Another thing I'd love to see Milwaukee come up with, and I think I might modify one of these, is I'd love to see a cross divider. You know, sometimes you see dividers where they have the groove, and this can slip right over top, and now you can create 4 little compartments. So I was thinking I might chop one of these in half and silicone this all in, and then just to create 4 little compartments. Mine, they are very, very small, but doing what I do, I have a lot of really small parts, sometimes especially in cabinetry, little washers, things like that, that I don't need to carry, you know, 150 of them. I just need 30 with me or something like that. So just to get me out of jams, or if I forget something, or if I'm whatever, right, I'll have them with me. So just some thoughts, some tips, things I'm thinking about as I'm getting into this, because I do absolutely love this system. I think it trumps all the systems out there, as I said in my last video, just the way it all connects together. I know I'm a DeWalt guy, but this is really impressive to me. So that's this one here. This is also IP65. They're all IP65 rated, so we can get these soaking wet, we can leave them outside, and everything's gonna be fine. I love that they're clear lids. These latches are amazing, not too hard to snap close, really well built, and I think if you were to chuck this on the ground, it would not break very easily. So, and they do say that they're impact resistant. From how high, don't know, but I think from, you know, this height, if you were to drop it on concrete, I don't think it would break. I really don't. But I don't want to try it because they're expensive. All right, let's get into the next one. This guy is basically same width, okay, same depth, bigger latches, same IP65 rating, but only 5 containers. Now you can take these 5 out and just have 1 container in here. You could put some foam in here and have a tool, whatever you want to do. This one gives you a bit more room to kind of create your own box, and that's pretty cool. So you could do whatever you want with this. For a plumber, these would be great for, you know, fittings. You got rings, whatever you're doing, this would be pretty great. For an electrician, you know, your morettes, different sizes of morettes, whatever you need. So pretty cool box, and they all snap together the same way. So these are all connected now, okay? Which I love. This is why I love this so much, because you just got this little kit, and it's super small, and maybe this is my, I don't know, what could this be? This could be my domino set. You know, if I didn't have the Festool domino case, maybe this is my setup. I don't know, lots of options. All right, next we'll do the larger box. And this one has 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 areas to keep stuff. And again, you can take these all out, and you'd be left with 2 large compartments and 1 in the middle. So you could, I'll just give you an example here. Let's say you have an impact. You can maybe put a foam insert, and that would fit. All right. You could do something like that, and then you could keep bits in the middle. You could keep some screws on this side. You might even, you know, you don't even have to put foam. You could put that guy there. Maybe you want to put a different style in here as well. Or maybe you just wanted to put a regular drill. I don't have one handy. I think they're all being used. But yeah, just you can kind of modify and do whatever you want with these things, which I love. Kind of create your own toolboxes. And Milwaukee's definitely thought about that, and they've made it easy for us to do. So we've got big latches here, and I will note there are no dividers. You can't put dividers on these. You'd have to customize it yourself. It doesn't have slots to you know, divide these spaces up. It would have been nice maybe if they had done one for these middle ones, but whatever, we can make do. Okay, now let's look at the slim one. Just gotta get this off of here. Oh, there we go. So this one I love, all right? And I'll tell you why. It's slim. It's got a lot of options to store stuff. So in total, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 slots, all right? But if we start putting dividers in, like I did on this side, and it comes with 12 dividers, that gives us 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 22, 23 options for screws and fasteners and stuff. And again, if you wanted to like customize and do what I said and just put a cross piece, you could probably even do it with some MDF, some like, I'm guessing 1/8 MDF. You could customize this and you could double your capacity. So I love this case, and this is the case I want to kind of do a bit of a head-to-head with, and that is against this Stanley case. Now I have a ton of these Stanley cases, and I keep a lot of little bits and pieces. This one's kind of a disaster, and you can see, you know, in this little box here, I've got shelf clips, pegs, screws. This one over here, I've got some headless screws, but then I've got some drywall anchors, and that's because these cases, as great as they are, because they have 25 compartments, all right? They're more than this. There's 25 compartments. But if you carry this, or if you've got a screw kind of jammed up on the side, or if this rattles around too much, it's like a yard sale in there, all right? Things just want to like hop over and make their way over and over like that. If you drop this, which I've had them on my shelf in my trailer, and stuff is gone everywhere, it's maddening. And now that is a major reason why I'm switching to the PACKOUT system, because I'm just tired of breaking these. The amount of times somebody is in my trailer and doesn't bungee cord my area where I have all these, or even I've done it myself, and then you hit a bump and literally 4 or 5 of them fly off the shelf and are smashing on the ground. Like, I'm just getting to the point where I can't deal with it anymore. So that's why I like the PACKOUT system. Now we're going to do a shake test to see if these screws can move around, what happens. But also one thing I wanted to show you that I'm wondering, I don't know why Milwaukee did it, but when we look at the cases here, these are just a little bit smaller than the PACKOUTs. Now, I don't know if someone can tell me why, but if these were all the same size, you would have had a little bit more capacity in some of these cases. Now, I mean, I'm getting pretty, you know, nitty gritty here on some of specs and stuff, but I'm curious why they didn't kind of keep everything uniform like DeWalt does with their T-Stacks or their 2.0 system, which is really 2.0. I can't even really compare it yet because we haven't seen their screw cases out yet. They're supposed to be coming out, but we've yet to see them, and they're not even close in comparison to the Packouts. So that's something I noticed with the system, is why are they a little smaller? And if they were a little bigger, then it would have made a difference with these units. Not so much with these units because they're quite big, but when you've got these narrow units, I'm going to come up here again. When you've got these narrow units on here, okay, we've already lost some space in the middle because, you know, it's got to operate. But if these were just a little bigger, we could store a little bit more stuff. So, you know, I don't know. I feel like they could have made that a little better. But whatever, right? I'm new to the game here. What do I know? So let's do a little shake test, shall we? I'm gonna put these back here, and I'm going to take some screws and things and put them in this case, because if I shake test this thing, I mean, it's just going to be all over the place and it's just going to be a mess. I don't want to do it. All right. So we'll definitely do some small screws. Okay. Like some 3/4. I think those are 1/2 inch. And then let's just put some of these over in here. What else should we do? Let's do some shelf clips. Put some in there. Some over there. And how about some random screws? Okay. Now I'd never put small stuff in the center here, because guaranteed that's all going to end up, you know, through the side. This middle part does fit in between, but I can see that, you know, I don't know if you can see it on camera here, but there's a gap. So stuff would just kind of get into these crevices here. So in the middle, I would do like drivers. We'll try some 3-inch screws here, see if they work themselves out of their compartment. Because as you guys know, Milwaukee has those plates, which I'm going to get and we're going to look at. But they have those plates that you can mount flat, or you can mount on a wall in like a van or something. So you can carry your units like this, which doesn't make any sense to me because it's just a lot of real estate, you know, that you're not using. I'd rather carry my trays flat and have a shelving unit, or their new stacking system, you know, the metal rails, and these all clip in, which is a very, very cool system. But if you are carrying them like this, or you're just walking around, let's see if we can get stuff to move around here, all right? So I'm gonna give it a shake. Okay, let's take a look. Nothing came out. Even these 3-inch screws, they didn't sneak under. Clips stayed in. Everything is where we put it. It's great. That's why I love these cases. This case is just garbage to me now. And I have a bunch of them. And the only reason I buy these, or bought these, I should say, is because of the capacity. The ability to carry a lot of little things to keep me, out of a jam, so I don't need to have giant screw containers and giant boxes of drywall anchors and big boxes of drywall screws. There's no point. When you're renovating, when you're going into someone's home, you're doing a quick little job, you want to have a bunch of stuff. So 2 of these, I'm covered. Now, if I get 2 of these, I'm covered as well, but I also know that if I drop this or in transportation, it's banging around in the trailer, it's going to be fine. You know, I'm not going to get to the site and then I got to clean up my box first, which happens a lot. So, and then I'm not even going to get into this on this video, but we're going to compare this to T-Stack and their box and kind of go into that one as well. That'll be another video because this one's getting long. So there we go, guys. That's why I like the Packouts, and not to mention they just look super cool when you load them all up. So easy to transport, and we're going to be doing more videos on the Packout system, some of their bags, their backpacks, all that stuff. So lots of stuff coming down the pipe. I'm going a little Milwaukee crazy, so you know, stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notify bell, and leave some comments down below. I'd love to hear from you and, you know, your experience with these boxes and what you think about them. All right, guys, keep on crushing it. We'll catch you later.